bro. Ain't seen y'all in a minute. What's going on, beloveds? Shalom, everybody. What it do? What it do? Man, I just had to get on here. I was chilling. I was enjoying my peace. Peace is peaceful. There's so much going on. I'm just dipping my toes in the water, enjoying the scenery. Just chilling back. Some lemonade, some tea. And what do you know? While I'm smiling, the rest of the world is going down the dumpster, down the toilet. It's a lot going on. Shalom, family. It's been a minute. And this ain't no April Fools. This ain't no joke. Things are going on. Things are happening. They're moving in the right direction, or they're moving right out of the way. So yeah, we are live on TikTok, Kick, X, Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. I just happen to get on here because there is a massive amount of weather going on everywhere, y'all. I'm talking about weather. And I just happen to be looking at the live of Max Velocity. He got a bunch of subscribers and stuff like that. I'll play him in a minute. But right now he's live and he's, doing the detection of all the crazy weather that's going on in the Midwest, from southern Illinois through Indiana, Ohio, a large portion of western and northern Kentucky, and Tennessee as well, all the way down to southeastern corner of Arkansas. So Jackson, Tennessee, a lot of different regions right now. A lot of these cities I have worked in. And I'm just looking at the list of every single one. I'm like, wow, I've been there. There's been one crazy tornado that just dropped in. It's funny. That's what prompted me to get on here. It was outside of Slaughter, Kentucky, in Owensboro. That's where it's at right now. Shalom, family. It's good to see everybody. See y'all good old faces. You see, I got a smile on my face. Hey, almost caught a shark yesterday. I've been fishing. That's like my new little thing now. So I've been enjoying myself with that. So hope everybody enjoys that. You can give a man a fish, he'll eat for a moment. You give a man a fishing pole, he's opening a restaurant. Not no shark restaurant, but it ran across my line and hit my hook, and I went crazy. So now I've just been enjoying myself, chilling and maxing and relaxing in the sun, and enjoying my time off. You got to enjoy your time. Enjoy the time that you do have with yourself and with your loved ones, and with whatever passions and wherever the wind may blow you, because the wind is blowing right now. The wind is blowing in China, like crazy. It's blowing right now in the states that I just told you right now. Like, I ain't even got to that. Matter of fact, let me pull up the map. I gotta do it. I don't know how long I'm gonna be on here with y'all tonight, but we might just have some fun and just go in, because it is. I got a lot built up. It's been a minute, but there was definitely a earthquake outside of Japan right now. There was a 7.7. If many don't know, that was in. Let's just go to this whole region, because this whole region is on fire right now. Today, right outside this whole region, that diamond of a tectonic plate is starting to go off right now. So, and many don't know that there was a partial lunar eclipse that took place, and it was, if you saw it, well, I'm in Florida right now, so I'm working in Florida. I'm special, y'all. I got techniques, I got skills. So I've been humbly honored with, a new position at work and stuff like that. So I'm doing my thug thizzle, you know what I'm saying? But I'm enjoying myself. But the partial lunar eclipse happened. Man, it's been a minute since I talked to y'all. But I've been watching what's been going on out there, and it's amazing to see how the Most High reveals so much to you. And so I'm so thankful and grateful and appreciative. And to be able to like enjoy myself, I've been going everywhere. I done went to the Grand Canyon. I done saw dolphins. The gatekeepers of Atlantis landed in front of me. They was chilling. I gave them some fish. I blessed a couple people with some fish I caught. So yeah. Um, but yeah, while it's going on, while it's nice and cool for me, it's chaos for a lot of people, man. And obviously, I'll be around a lot of 83. You know, I'm in everybody's business. Low key, they don't even know. But it's a lot going on. America is not great again. It's horrible right now. It's a dumpster fire right now. The amount of craziness that's going on here, forget about it. We ain't even got to that yet. But anyways, but to see the partial lunar eclipse happen and the complete shift of so many different things. There were so many booms, like I've been talking about. There's been the planetary alignment, the planetary family has been playing these beautiful, eloquent chords that are rattling the tectonic plates, and it is extracting the magma. It's pulling the magma to the rooftop. And so it's getting really hot up in here in the rooftop, meaning the land. And so you're seeing a lot of volcanic activity. You're seeing a lot of earthquakes. There was an earthquake outside of Santa Monica on a tectonic plate a fault line that people didn't even know about. You still got the San Andreas fault going off, you know. But there are not even look right now, but there was last time I checked, I think it was up to 18. Let me look again. Well, it's at 10 tornado warnings right now. So it's been jumping and fluctuating through all of the whole Midwest right now. But the moment that those, the horns, either you're gonna look at them as devil horns, that's what they call them, the red horns or whatever, or you look at as the smile, the smile that has come around and plans on sticking around for a while. So the smile that sticks around for a while. And I think that smile in the sky has been kind of happy to kind of wake up, and I've been out in the elements and it's just like the nature is speaking, you know, and animals have been coming up to me and they love me. I saw some manta rays. I almost caught a shark. The fish, it's been a blessing. Um, but just seeing the elements from the wind just swirl around, the fires just house jumping, and the water just, driving and skating down the streets and flooding all these places. It's flooded in Greece. It's like really judgment out here, y'all. People don't even believe it. They still going about their lives. They still going about going to the strip club. They still going about, going to the games, and going to go buy that new Prada and Gucci bag, and and still, celebrate as if, times of, there's no exemptions. We're all in the same cafeteria lunch line about to get these cold potatoes. And if you acting out of line and out of pocket and you celebrating like you scored a touchdown when you really dropped the ball on the first yard line, you didn't really complete your dinner. You dropped the church's money. And that's what's happening with many, many people, and that's a micro to a macro and a macro to a micro. From the big lens to the small lens, the very finite. The planets are watching us and they are doing what they're doing, you know, and things are coming back around right now. People's, uh, our ancestral spirits, our ancestors, they are celebrating and, dancing in the rain and in the wind and in the fires and in the earth trembling and moving around. But you are seeing firsthand what the Most High has really put in place. And people still think this is a joke. These places are really going through it, y'all. Right outside of Sapporo. This is the Mariana Trench was literally going on down there. This is right outside of Sendai. Naha, Taipei, Taiwan has been going through it. China is literally a big old fan. It's just blowing everybody off of just everywhere. And it's Chinese people just flying in the air literally right now. The Philippines just went through crazy weather. The mosquitoes are just it's out of control everywhere right now. So we're looking at the whole map of what's going on right now. Indonesia, there's earthquakes along this whole tectonic plate. There was a loud bell ringing for the last couple days. The sounds have been, look at this. Myanmar is completely on fire. There's earthquakes and fires throughout Thailand and Burma and Laos and Myanmar and Burma. That's what's going on right now. And it's connected to this tectonic plate that's connected to Nepal, which is the Himalayas and Mount Everest. And yeah, you're starting to see these things starting to really come to fruition right now. India, you're having a lot of disease going on right now, infections. People are getting sick. People are not healthy, not well. I'm looking at these people. I travel the country, y'all. I see people everywhere. Gas stations, you name it. I don't have to make none of this up. This is a reality that is really happening right now. People are just laughing and giggling, going about and thinking that, they can get away with what they was getting away with. There's 11 tornadoes out right now, blasting all of these cities that I've worked in, y'all. Shalom, beloveds. You have major military action going on right now. You have a billionaire pissing contest going on right now. You have major air defense going off right now. San Diego sent off B-2 bombers, and it's been a lot of activity on all the coast, every Air Force base. You can go look at probably like Monkey Works on YouTube. You can go check his channel. He talks about a lot of the military aerial activity going on in a much more in-depth flavor. So, but not just that, I see it myself. I'm literally hearing it all day, every day. This is what's really going on. And people frightened, people freaking scared. Really out here. There's been so many plane crashes right now. Everywhere. Every single one of those air shows. Every one of those air shows. Yeah. Like they go up and come right back down. There was a major earthquake in the Atlantic Ocean. The largest earthquake so far this year was right outside of, what is that? That's not Georgetown. Yeah, that's Georgia, the Cayman Islands. That's what I meant to say. That was the largest this year. The second largest was right now in Burma, in Thailand. That was the second largest. There's always at least one 8.0 and up per year. The last one hasn't happened within the last 3 years. So you asking, it's not double for your money. It's not double for your trouble. But you about to get triple for the tickles? Chile has been going through earthquakes the whole year nonstop. They just went through a blackout. Whole countrywide. Whole countries. Whole countries. Brazil's going through it. Greece just got flooded. You can't forget about Santorini. You're still dealing with that over there in that area. But now that information is not getting out because they don't want to talk about how bad it has gotten. The food in a lot of these regions are depleted. The amount of pestilence and disease amongst the livestock is at risk. I drive past farms and seeing the livestock looking the way the livestock looks right now. That's what's going on right now. Empty towns. Empty. I'm not making this up. I record it when I can record it without crashing while I'm driving. But yes. So as best as I possibly can, I try bring the latest and the greatest of what's out there while keeping my sanity. Yeah. Spain, Portugal, France are still, it has not stopped. Now, one particular location has not stopped. Even with the things that you may not see on this particular map, every single one of these locations that I'm showing you literally has a major crazy event or circumstance going on the small and the big levels that are truly humbling people. Oh, I didn't even talk about the cruise ships. The cruise ships is crazy, y'all. Everybody's spring break time and all that stuff, and everybody want to go out and those girl trips. I just watched a lady that was an Instagram model. She went out and she caught what was that? What was that? She shaved herself. That's what I meant to say. She shaved herself, and she had a cut. That cut got infected by a bacteria, and it was a flesh-eating virus on her, and it jacked her up. She got both her legs amputated. Gorgeous. She is no longer the same. This is happening on a regular, consistent basis now, where people can't get in the water. I got in the water, and I ain't nothing wrong happening to me. Well, I was overdoing it in South Beach, so it's South Beach. I was enjoying myself. So yeah, typically when I'm in the water, I don't have no issues. But yeah, the amount of people that are really getting sick. I mean, you've had 3 major. I think it's 5 now, but I know it was 3 major from the last time I checked. 3 major glaciers that just snapped off and then melted so fast. So the fact that you're seeing the amount of water intruding into all of these cities as they are, like they are demolishing places right now. Like places cannot recover like they probably thought that they could before. Oh, there's a couple little sprinkles here and there. Nah. There's places that will never be able to recover just because of how bad it was. The foundation, you had an earthquake, then you get shooken, like, then it burns down and it floods again. It's like, this is an over and over again thing. This is only happening this is the 5th year. There's people that have lost everything and they can't recover. They're living in Walmart parking lots right now. They're living inside of gas station parking lots right now. Yeah. The amount of for sale signs around the country is a real thing. That's just here in America. Many of the places around the rest of the world's food supply is in a very um, hmm, dire situation. Major UK city in crisis with rats the size of cats attracted by rubbish mountains. That's how dirty and nasty y'all been. Not just there, there's many places you're seeing the animals take the land back in a dominant fashion. You're seeing and hearing people that have not gone, that have gone on, hikes and trails, and they don't come back. The population of the animals, whether they're the bears, the mountain lions, the you name it, the snakes are humongous. I'm in Florida now. There's now I wouldn't say it's an infestation. It's an overgrowing of pythons. It's an overgrowing of iguanas. It's an overgrowing of feral pig across the whole country. There's an overgrowing of deer. There's an overgrowing of the insects that are out there. There's an overgrowing of the bears and the wolves and the foxes and coyotes. The buffalo have been trying to leave Yellowstone National Park. All the animals from Yellowstone National Park have been trying to leave. Why? Because there's been a lot of major activity under that part. And then I believe they have a documentary on them actually, you know, executing these beautiful animals of this land. They always show a sign, they always give a sign. But you're seeing them that have been around human activity for such a long time that they've grown very comfortable and accustomed to being able to want to interact and act in these capacities, because you have many who are not, the maintenance on things are not upkept, the debris everywhere in the cities and things like that. For rats to be the size of cats, what are you going to do when it starts to, it gets a taste of human flesh? That's what any of these animals have gotten themselves to right now, is that you get into the water, hey, you are getting attacked. You go out in the forest, you are getting attacked. You end up in the air, poof, you're getting attacked. Oh, you want to play with fire? Okay, let me burn your ass, because you're hard-headed. And that's what's happening right now. The curse has been reversed. This is a reality right now of many across the whole world. Many people have, oh man, they have trashed this beautiful planet. This place is so beautiful, y'all. I've been so many beautiful places. And I go to the beach. I pick up trash because that's just a beautiful thing that I love doing. I hate going to the beach and seeing somebody just leave their trash, and they looking at me stupid, like, why you picking up my trash? This is what happens. That's how comfortable in people's slothfulness, the laziness that we have gotten ourselves to, and accepting and just being oppressively capitulative to these. Man, there's so much going on in America. I didn't even look at them. You just took the word now. I was about to click on this. What is this? It's an epidemic. Norovirus outbreak hits more than 230 people on luxury cruise ships. I promise you, this is happening. That's just one in the water. There's way more that have happened under my what is that? My news feeds and updates and stuff like that. Yeah, the amount that has happened. Kilauea has been active as lately. It went through a really quiet period in Hawaii. It really did. There was definitely a lot of quiet activity in a lot of these places, but now you're seeing that the sun emitted off one of the largest CME, coronal mass ejections of plasma out into the universe. Now, this was one of the largest in a very long time. Now, if this would have been Earth facing, Now, it would have really, woo, for some people that don't look like me, it'd have been a problem. But this went into a whole different direction. But the impact, the energy from that, it was felt all the way to our planet. And it shook. That's how strong that was. It shook it to where it made the planet rumble a little bit, or a lot of it. And that wasn't just one location, just in Myanmar. Like I said, this little point right here, this little precipice of a point right here, and you're seeing things creep on up to it. But the volcanic activity throughout Alaska and the Bering Sea, the earthquake activity that is curling around and going into the Cascadia subduction zone, this whole shelf that is right next to Washington State and Oregon. Oregon has been very quiet, but Oregon is dealing with an internal thing. They're dealing with an internal thing that they're trying to keep under wraps, which is the drug epidemic. There is a drug epidemic across this country that is taking your younger generations, your middle class, your working class, your professionals. Yeah. There's a lot of people that can't function right now because they can't get their fix. Yeah, it's that bad. Now you got fires about to pop back up. The spring has just started. Spring has just started. You got sea lions and mountain lions attacks. You got bear attacks. You got coyotes. You got packs of wolves. There's been many animals that were on the verge of extinction now have made an epic comeback. I'm talking about epic comeback. And they're doing whatever they want. And they're pissed off. And they've been doing whatever they want. What is this? New Mexico reports Texas measles outbreak has now crossed its border. There's been 400 cases of measles in Texas. Oh, why is the map tripping? Come on, stay still. What is this? Come on, stay still. Yeah, that was in Miami. There's still fire going on in Raleigh in South Carolina. That stuff ain't stopped. Not no time soon. But all of these regions, all of these different cities that I've been in, I'm sitting here watching, Max right now and a couple other people that are storm chasers and stuff like that, reporting on all this stuff. But yeah, there was a warning right outside of Bloomington, Indiana. You got one close to Evansville and just all of this whole region. This is some of they was mentioned that there's 19 severe warnings. I don't know if I was looking at the number of how many it was. Then I just got off topic real quick. But let me see. Let me pull that number up. There was 19 tornadoes reported. 1 + 9 is 10. There was 121 wind reports. I don't know what that HI means, but I want to say I don't know, high, I guess. But it was 161 hail reports, and then just the total reports was 301. Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot. That's just preliminary data, but that got up to, when I took this picture, it was at 15, but it definitely has been jumping up and down all over the place as far as the amount of tornadoes that are ripping these locations that I have worked in, y'all. I have liberated, I've walked through these cotton fields. I've walked these dirts, chilling in the dirt, sand, beaches. These are the things that are going on right now. Prayers have been answered. Ancestors have been liberated, roaming free and doing what they're doing. They're going back and remembering. This is the time of remembrance. This is the time of the big reveals of all of the lies hidden. And you're seeing these folks, these beautiful, beautiful ancestor spirits, hop up and they going right after whoever they had their eye on, I guess. So, yeah. But this whole region is getting just, there was 100 in eastern Indiana, 100 miles an hour wind. It blew down a plane crashes in Ohio. Like, this is no joke right now. This whole weather pattern came out. I wouldn't say it came out of nowhere, but it just like bungee jumped and then just ran down the hill like Sonic, and it's swinging into areas, and then it's going right into North Carolina. So, and you got 100-mile-an-hour wind going right into a fire. Yeah. I came down from Alabama into Florida. It was beautiful. Got a chance to see many of the countrysides. And I see empty towns. Talking about rural areas are depleted, ravaged, torn down, worn down, everything. I know I'm going in on this, but hey, we ain't talked to the mid-11s. What's up? What's good? What's good? Yeah. It's so much that I could sit here and talk about. There's so much to talk about, and we will talk about everything. Do I have the time tonight? Do I have the time tomorrow? Maybe. I'm in a great mood. I'm in a good mood. I have been. Things have been awesome. But this is what's been going on around the world. Not at its full capacity. I ain't give it all to you, but this is definitely what's been going on around. You have many of the 7 plagues popping up, the apocalypse. Every single one of them. Fire, disease. It is here. Earthquakes, the floods. Every one of these places are going through it. Now, it's been many videos of the videos that I show typically that I've passed through, and we've already, I don't know if everybody's got updated, but I figure I might as well update you with as much as I possibly can, without going overboard about it. But yeah, let me see. I was just talking about the bombers too. Let me see about that. But just even with this guy and Monkey Works and a couple, me having a firsthand witness of it, but the amount of military activity going on right now is wild. But let me put Max on for a little bit because he's watching it right now. But
I'm gonna go cut down an oak tree while you're in a tornado warning. I'm not gonna lie.
But yeah, all of these regions, I don't know where any of y'all are at, but these regions are definitely going in. So there's 10 right now. And you got Union, Indiana.
Yeah, it's pretty windy right now here near Louisville. It's hard to see anything right now with the cameras, but I'm keeping a close eye on them. We have a pretty decent area of convergence still here.
But there was definitely a big tornado.
As well as Charlestown.
I worked in a lot of these little cities.
Lightning also continuing here. By the way, thank you, Tim, for the very generous super chat. I really appreciate it.
Shelbyville.
You know, one of the most dangerous things about living in these areas, I think I mentioned this morning, but like literally this entire area, for the most part, there are trees everywhere. Like
they're falling down, and people are out of
Indiana, Ohio,
power.
Kentucky, Tennessee,
they have fallen, like the trees have just been like Geronimo, just knocking out everybody's power. They're literally in darkness right now.
And, you know, tornadoes and all that.
Like, I used to live in these areas, and you know, Indiana was definitely
it literally could injure people.
It was good and bad. So, I went through a lot.
You know, it's that much more important to pay attention to severe weather here.
And
like if you're in Kansas or something, like you're in a field for the most
you see these things happening in places where you are, and people that you know are. You know, Murfreesboro, I worked out there, Union City, Paris, Murray, Hopkinsville, Bowling Green. You know, it's like all these places that work in Jackson. It's just been very apocalyptic for some people. And then you're seeing these things happening across the world. Matter of fact, let me just bring that up.
I don't know if is anybody tuning in the chat from Jackson, Tennessee. I'm pretty sure Jackson, Tennessee has had 4 different storms today go over the town.
Wow.
I think they've been under 3 tornado warnings.
All these places just getting just multiple, just ain't non-stopping. Like, you are not going to sleep. That's what's being told right now. That's what you're being told right now. Hold on, I'm trying to make sure. Where did I have that? Okay. I think I'll show that one. Because Max will definitely keep on talking.
Hey, how's it going out there, folks? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
I keep on talking.
Master out here on this Wednesday, April 2nd, 2025 date. 8:29 a.m. That's California time here. Latest activity shows some movement here across the Philippines. 3.4 earthquake striking here. It looks like along the Philippine Trench. Notice some larger earthquake activity upstream here. That's around the the portion of the Nankai Trough once again.
Nankai.
That's a location that's it's been put on a mega quake watch here last year from the Japanese government. They increased the likelihood of seeing a mega quake out here on that subduction zone, due to all the movement that was happening out here last year. Now we got some further activity on it at the extreme southern end here of the Nankai Trough. That's a subduction zone here that sits off the coast of Japan, with a 6.2 earthquake striking just over an hour ago in this location. So keeping an eye on this subduction zone right here, as we are coming up on a time frame interval where we could be seeing a megaquake. And most of the time when a megaquake happens across one of these segments, it can potentially trigger all of them or in sets. So I've covered this quite a bit in my previous videos.
They've been happening
for now, just a 6.2 here across the southern end. Obviously, we're looking at quite a bit of strain building along that subduction zone area. Some further movement down south here as well. This is from last night, 4.7 and a 5.0. Just goes to show you here, when you move around one piece of the puzzle, it does strain certain other areas here, and it's definitely looking likely that we'll see something pop here in the near term.
That will split.
We'll watch out pretty closely.
Japan and
further movement up here off the coast of Japan, eastern coast of Japan, at the Kuro Kamchatka from yesterday. But that's about the only newer one right now. That's 6.2. Definitely keeping an eye on that. Let's go ahead and check the west coast, see if anything's going on out here across California and the Pacific Northwest. Got the Seattle fault showing some activity today, it looks like.
All the volcanoes
a little small microquake in the last hour, a little 0.5, nothing big.
Look at where these areas are at, y'all. You have to understand where and what's under these locations. If you ever look up what's under these locations, you'll be surprised. That's why I'm saying a lot of the magma is coming up to these places where they just have like these little wine corks on them, but they're, you just think they're little mounds or something. No, these are volcanoes. There's places that were dormant, and now they have actual lava, magma, like hot stuff under them. And if you look at where this is, Guilford, Pinchot National Forest, right outside of Mount Rainier, come on, like the Alpine Lakes, every single one of these locations that just don't happen just as no coincidence. Like that's some real stuff that's happening right now.
That's a region that had some
those are
decent
chords being
swarming
played
out here in the last couple months. This fault system very capable of producing a mid-7 underneath the Seattle area. That would be quite damaging. And it's been quite a while. Lots and lots of time has passed since a big earthquake has struck on that fault system. So the accumulated slip rate, I'm sure, is quite
major
high
earthquake
out
in
here.
Seattle.
A couple smaller quakes there across the Cascades. Nothing major going on there through the volcanoes, with the volcanoes there in the Cascades. Northern California, a couple smaller quakes out there today. Really nothing big. I believe most of these from yesterday. The only one after midnight at 1.8.
Yeah, these earthquakes are just slashing into.
Nevada's still seeing some activity. The San Francisco Bay region, a couple earthquakes here from yesterday. Nothing new to report there for today's activity. As we look at Southern California here, a handful of earthquakes across the Garlock Fault shear zone yesterday near the Johannesburg area. These from yesterday as well. So it looks like Southern California in general pretty quiet for now.
When I think about the Garlock, I think of it like one of them SWAT things where they like hit the door, like try to break into the door and swing into the door. That's what that fault line does a lot of times, and it just sends down. It just like cuts in half. Like sometimes it don't even get over from San Francisco down here, but it'll be little things like that because of a lot of, they're doing a lot of stuff in that area, whether it's underground drilling, fracking and building, the boring through mountains to build, trains, fast trains and stuff like that. So this area has definitely been dried out from a lot of the water, the water supply and stuff like that. So.
Yellowstone National Park, nothing showing up here on the map, but this is one of those areas we always need to double check the recorded seismographs, because earthquake activity comes in like that and it doesn't get reported.
Exactly.
So Hebgen Lake, Maple Creek.
They don't want to talk about this, y'all.
Let's see here. It looks like the epicenter may be over here around the Hebgen Lake area. Now. Talking about these earthquakes here in the last few hours or so. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. One up here.
Look at that. The boom, boom, boom.
Let's see. Is the USGS reporting?
If you look at that looked like a synchronized. Let me pull that back. Y'all keep playing.
One of them. Let's
tell me that don't look like a musical note when you actually put it in. Like if I was making a beat, like boom, clap, clap, clap. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the rhythmic. Even with the shaman resonance of the world right now, the earth there's so many different frequencies being played. There's so many different vibrations and energies, and some people who are just not in tune, they still want to play them same horrible chords. They're finding out the hard way that, you better get in alignment. It's forcing people, and it's not just, you just can't bypass and get away with stuff like you thought you used to be.
See, is the USGS reporting any of those?
No, they're not reporting. They're not.
One of them.
They've been hiding a lot of. They're trying
like
to.
They're reporting one. There was one there yesterday at 1.8.
Too many sources that back
morning
up everything.
Events there. Looks like they only picked out one earthquake.
It's not just one scientist out there. It's not just one researcher. It's not just one journalist out there. It's just not one cameraman.
It looks like they may have went with just one of these. What about this one? That one's bigger than all three of these, so that's got to be above a 2, because that earthquake is showing up at a more distant seismograph station there around Mary Lake. So out of all 4 of those earthquakes, that top one that didn't get reported is the largest. I'm assuming that's probably going to be a 2.1, 2.2, but why they picked a one earthquake out of the 3 here, I don't know. Either way, that's why I like to check these recorded graphs, because not all the earthquake information gets reviewed here. Maybe it does, and they just decide to pick one, say, hey, let's just call this is good. One earthquake being reported, but that's not the case. We've had a couple of them this morning, it looks like, across Yellowstone National Park. Nothing big, but again, it's earthquake activity, and I want to see transparency here. They need to include all those quakes if they're reviewing them. New Mexico out here, eastern New Mexico. Looks like it's around the Tucumcari area. Yeah, just outside of there. I was out here on 40 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, I was out there a couple weeks ago. Traveling.
A little 3.0, 3.1 miles deep there underneath this area. I know New Mexico here has quite a bit of gas and oil fields out there. I'm not specifically sure about this region here, but looks like something's out here. Maybe one lonesome person. One person that probably doesn't want to be disturbed out there. I can understand that. I don't see any gas fields out there, but yeah, a little bit of earthquake activity out there. Nothing big. Texas oil fields down here still getting hit outside of Pecos, although it looks pretty quiet there for now. This is last 24 hours. That looks a little quiet. I'm sure that will fill in. Normally we'll have, 10 earthquakes or so on any given day out here. This is the last 30 days. 290 earthquakes across the oil fields there in the Pecos, Texas area. Not a whole lot for the eastern portion of the country. Puerto Rico Trench starting to swarm down here a little bit more.
Now, the fact that he's breaking up Puerto Rico, I just wanted to stop this because there was a previous video of his that I watched, and he brought up, he went back and looked at the time and seen the plate boundary of this particular place. Now, to me, this particular place, like this whole fault line, if it gets outlined, it looks like a snake's head to me, or a turtle, but or any type of, in that reference, those two references. But it looked like that to me. And to see it, to see the amount of quakes that have happened along these regions, not even just here in the Caribbean islands, it's just even the bottom of Chile, looks like a snake or a turtle head. And so you're starting to see certain activity in locations where they almost depict the outlining of an animal or something of a supernatural, a beast, a leviathan, I don't know. But you're seeing the tectonic plates move in a higher capacity now, as if it's like a Godzilla type of thing going on, and we just living on the back of a turtle. We just floating. But no, I'm just using my imagination. But anyways, these regions, it has been not just like, it's been just like the other places where it has been firing. And when they move at such a crazy capacity. Like, I don't even know how to put it in the proper context, but it's like it's shifting in the same motion, like if Godzilla was to come out of the water. And so these events, these earthquakes are happening at such a magnitude that it's like that depiction to me. But it's been moving in this region.
A lot of that from yesterday, though. Looks like one more after midnight at 3.4 the mix further
regions,
east.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's specific. That's the Earth element.
Big Island of Hawaii.
Being specific.
Nothing major. One odd earthquake north here, a little 3-pointer away from the Big Island. Could have something to do with the general strain and stress that is on top of the plate due to the weight here of the Hawaii Islands. And they're more than just what you see at the surface here. Obviously, they extend across the oceanic crust there, but this is just the part that's exposed above the sea level. So a lot of times that weight can have an effect there on the Pacific plate. There's that 6-pointer from yesterday, 6.3 in the Pacific Antarctica Ridge. Pretty decent sized earthquake. I don't believe, let me see here. Let me check New Zealand. New Zealand, where'd you go? There you go. 3.4 from yesterday. No further activity here across this region. I was expecting a little bit of uptick here following this event yesterday, but so far I have yet to see anything kick up there across New Zealand. Most of the activity
looks like a bird.
Further up north there around the Nankai Trough. I don't know if that's a good sign. Myanmar area still seeing some earthquake activity, aftershock sequences, and some movement around the Mediterranean. Nothing big. Getting some activity out in the mid-Atlantic ridge again. It's been quite active out there 5.2 earthquake striking in this area, where we've seen, we've had a hot spot of earthquake activity here recently. Seems like all these bigger earthquakes, the 7-pointers and some of the 6-pointers, followed this movement out here in the Mid-Atlantic ridges. Almost seems like it kicked off a domino effect here, larger earthquake activity across the globe. So today we're seeing a little bit more movement.
How far off the
and that was at 6:24.
I wonder how
in
far
the morning local time.
Exactly
that
on the
earthquake.
equator or not. Does that look like it's spot on the equator? No.
About half an hour later, we've seen that 6.2 there in Japan. Mid-Atlantic Ridge, obviously, a spreading seafloor center over time. And it does add strain out here. This is almost a starting point, so to speak, of getting the plates moving out there. Let me show you guys here on the map real quick. We got the Atlantic Rift boundary out here, spreading seafloor center. Of course, Iceland included. It could be why we're seeing a lot of activity up there right now.
Yeah, Iceland is going on.
Arrows all separating. And when that happens, we set the plates into motion out there to the west and also to the east of this general rift boundary. And I think we'll see some further activity today following that newer movement.
These places are barely holding
we've
together.
already seen it. We've already had it, I should say, here across the Japan area. But I think we'll see a little bit more following that event today. Iceland, definitely seen some activity out here. Most of this from yesterday. I did check the earthquake map here across Iceland. Got, looks like 203 earthquakes in the last 2 hours. We're still noticing an increasing, elevated earthquake sequence here across Iceland with really no major depletion of magma from below. Magma's on the move. Let me show you guys here real quick if they've updated anything. This is put out from yesterday. Their latest information here is that the magma dike, which is underneath the area, is still moving off to the north. Now, yesterday here, Grindavik area, this is the town here of Grindavik. This is
Look how close those are.
the fissure here that opened up. Well,
And all these
there was
places
another one that
where
popped
it's
open
like
here
dangerous.
within the barrier, I believe. And I'm not for sure how many barriers are out here, but it was within Grindavik and the protective barrier here. But that has since died off. Let me show you guys a live view here of Iceland. This is from fireiniceland.com. The fissure event was roughly about here within the protective barrier. There's Grindavik over there to the right. I don't see anything there right now. I see a little bit of smoke, volcanic gases there. I don't think we're out of the works yet in terms of
danger.
Seeing some further activity there. I know they're talking about most of the intrusion going on northward, but there's still obviously a lot of activity south of Grindavik, a lot of earthquake activity. That's a sign that there's some things taking place down below. Their update here, the fissure continues to grow and it cannot be ruled out that it may continue to open further south. This was yesterday at 10, and it did open a little bit further south there within the barrier. So magma intrusion headed off to the north, and we can pretty much follow it there with the earthquake activity. Here's Grindavik. Not a whole lot happening right now underneath it, but there is magma on the move, moving off here further to the north, much further north than what we've seen here recently, and much further south. So a lot going on here across this rift boundary, allowing the amplification of movement, magma movement, and probably some further upswelling of the magma from below. So we'll continue to keep an eye on that. Nothing here being reported today. Let me see here. Yeah, this is from yesterday. So we'll continue to watch that. Space weather activity. I'm not for sure what happened with the sun there. A little bit of a blackout being observed.
Interesting. All of a sudden, shit don't want to work.
Watching sunspot 4048 and 4046. I think the main culprit right now to watch for some stronger flaring is going to be 4048 here. Let's take a look at the magnetogram image today, which is it's a pretty nice sunspot. Look at that.
So, let me go back.
Magnetogram image today, which is
So when this little spot right here, 4048, gets in this region, past like center line, like straight down the middle, when it gets past straight down the middle, and if anything happens after straight down the middle, that's going to hit Earth. That's like bullseye target when it's past that center line, just barely. Any of that region, if it's too far off, you'll be able to miss it. But majority of the impact, because I'm saying this because there was one that happened outside of here, a humongous one, and that's coming around a corner. That's 4048, and it's another one. So these things are popping up now.
That's a pretty nice sunspot. Look at that. Still looking fairly complex, holding steady. This one up north here, not so much. It looks like that's starting to die off. This region
These
right
are
here.
massive holes in the sun that are.
So we'll keep our eyes there on 4048. That's
many
a decent
times the
chance for
size
some
of
X-flare
Jupiter's.
continuation there. Continuation of X-flare potential. 25% chance there for X-flare.
We
M-flare
just
at
did get hit
75.
by some protons.
Still seeing some protons there kick up. Surprisingly, 60%.
It was very high.
And of course, that's visible there on the global delayer absorption map. That's the Earth right now getting bombarded continually by the proton events out here. Nothing major in the Aurora forecast. It looks like maybe a G1 class storm here around April 4th UTC time, but we'll check back on that. I don't think there's a whole lot of activity stirring up there right now. Looks like Kevin's back in full swing on his website. That's good. Good to have you back there, Kevin. I do appreciate the website. There's many space weather websites that are available to, you and me, but I prefer to use, and it's a simple layout, is solarham.com. Pretty crazy, but it's just something I've been using for quite a while.
That's sunspot.
Massive area.
That spits out to
okay,
us.
Let's check out weather activity out here today real quick. Wow, not often do you see this. I don't know if you want to see this.
Right now.
Get rid of these interstates and counties. Okay, there we go. A little bit better view here. We got the maximum potential here for severe weather today.
All the way up
the highest it goes here on the categorical outlook legend.
Little Rock, Memphis,
hearing words about
Jackson.
tornado outbreak today, so just be on guard. High risk area, 2,681,000 people. Memphis, Tennessee, Jonesboro, Arkansas, Pine Bluff, and so on.
Location.
Basically, though, if you're anywhere within this green zone,
it's going to be frozen up north.
Included the yellow, orange, red, and now high risk category. Be weather aware today. We got a huge threat for some tornado activity. Not too often do you see that. 30% chance here of seeing an EF2 to an EF5. That's a big deal.
I think an EF5
wind
just fell.
Some big time hail threats as well. So
hail.
Just be on guard out there,
jacking
folks.
up everybody's car.
Not something to mess around with. It's a work week, right? Kids at
them.
School, work.
Broken glass everywhere.
Make sure you have some type of weather plan in place just in case things get a little on the interesting side there today. I think it will.
Yeah, people's pockets.
It looks like, see, look at this. They got that summary. A tornado outbreak is expected today and tonight. So this could go well into the night as well. Tornadoes,
right?
Multiple
looking at it.
EF3 plus tornadoes appear to be likely. That's a big deal, folks. So
tornadoes
if you're out there, please be on guard. Stay weather aware. A lot of times it doesn't happen, right? I think yesterday, seen a lot of the storm chasers out there calling yesterday a bust. That basically means that the conditions did not happen the way they were forecasted.
Oh, it'll give
Let's
you.
see what we had for yesterday. It came in a little bit later. Had 8 reports of some tornado activity, Oklahoma and Kansas, up around the Salina area, and some hail and wind reports. So, I don't like to call any day a bust because that's technically. That's good news there for the folks that live out there that it didn't happen the way that it was forecasted. They were expecting some big-time tornadoes out here as well. 8 reports of tornadoes. Most of them, I believe, were pretty small. Roof damage, roof partially blown off there in Tulsa.
Blowing the roof. This is the complete blowing of the
debris
roof.
signature visible on radar.
Blowing off
a good thing it didn't play
Tulsa,
out like they were forecasting. But today could be a different story, folks. So just be on guard. Far as any close approach asteroids go, the next 5 close approach asteroids here, we'll take a look at that and see what we got. 20-foot, a 20-foot bus-sized asteroid coming in, 52,000 miles today. That's pretty darn close. That's actually really close. Well within the Earth-Moon distance there. But a 20-footer... Yeah, 20-footer would probably be a decent-sized fireball in the sky.
You're going
newly
at
discovered.
Light speed or speed of sound. 20.
That's, still at a distance. Early last year, we had one come within about 12,000 miles
That's
of us.
not too
I think
far,
it was
y'all.
about a 14-foot size asteroid. And
I think it's
that missed us.
25,000
I
miles
didn't see any reports of anything when that flew by. So a lot of times, though,
so that's,
these asteroids are depending on
Earth double. That's how far that is.
Their incoming path could get pulled in, but even if something like that did happen, a 20-foot would not do all that big of a damage.
Until you get a bus landed on you.
Really decent fireball in the sky. Ooh,
Until you
140-foot size. This here is fairly close for that size. That's newly discovered as well. 450,000 miles for a 140-foot asteroid. But that's still, it looks like it's just outside the Earth-Moon distance there. Average distance for the Moon, about 239,000 miles for the Earth and the Moon.
But you got 2 of them.
Aside from that, folks, we'll keep an eye here, like I mentioned, on the Nankai Trough Zone. That's
Nankai is.
If we were to go back and look at all the earthquakes that have been happening here across the Nankai Trough in the last year, a lot of deeper ones in this area, obviously adding strain here across the subduction zone, and a lot of activity specifically in this region down here. So it's building. And this one here, the last time it ruptured was back in 1944 with I believe it was the first 4 areas here that ruptured, that's seen an earthquake, pretty decent one, and left out segment, I believe it was segment E here, which is closer to the east along the plate boundary. So potential's there. The likelihood of seeing a larger earthquake out here on the subduction zone has been amplified here over the last today and also over the last 7-8 months or so. So we'll watch that. That could be very well our next area for a megaquake in terms of 8.0 and above. We're still waiting for an 8-pointer. Our last one was out here, back in 2021.
Yep.
And on average, we should see at least one 8-pointer or up each year. But here we are 4 years past.
So we're missing 4.
So just be on guard. We'll see you guys out here a little bit later.
So we need 4 8s. 4 plus 8 is 12. Wow. Missing out. I got so much more to do. I got so much more to show y'all, but I gotta go, y'all. I would love to be with the family a lot more, but this is Golden Corral on steroids. This is any Las Vegas buffet on steroids right now. The amount of things that's just the weather. We ain't even got into American crime. We ain't even got to the shadow work. Yeah, it's a lot. I think I still gotta do that. Well, folks, this is the beginning. It has been a beginning and the beginning and the beginning and the beginning. We are seeing a whole new world. It's a whole new world. Yeah. The conversations that are happening right now are not of happiness and jolly, and people are not really able to fully enjoy themselves. You have people having to start over from scratch. And even that starting over from scratch They rather give up than have to start over from scratch, because that that loss, that lesson humbles people. And people don't like their ego or their pride to humble them because of the fear of failure, the fear of the unknown, the fear of rejection and unsuccessfulness. I guess is that a word? Okay, made up now. Coined. Many people have lost their coins. The vanity is really real. The vanity is an insanity right now at a high capacity. You have people doing things that they would have never thought they would be doing, but they are ending up doing them. You know, and the tail is now the head, and the last are now the first. And you are seeing the land, which did not belong to people that it belonged to for quite some time. It's starting to be taken back, not by force, not by the hands of the chosen ones. It's, you know, it's something much more far greater, much more powerful, much more capable and able to provide and effectively execute the master plan. So to see the amount of things going on, I have hours and hours of video that is going on, news and news and news. I could sit here and go on. But now I'm in a piece of where I want to keep informing my brothers and sisters, staying in the word, staying in the book, and our basic instructions before leaving earth, and making people aware of the controversies and the atrocities that have been committed, because we have to go down that checklist. That's what needs to happen right now. It's the calling out of the fraudulent, the fake, the evil, the diabolical. There's no exemptions with the Most High as presented. This is Ezekiel 33, and that would be it. And that would be remiss. As much as we all have that responsibility right now to maintain the integrity of our relationship with the Most High. I can't take on nobody else's load on what they have to do with, their judgment if they're doing wrong and things like that. You can't take the responsibility of your children's sins or your mother's sins and your father's sins. And no, it says in a good book that every man, woman, and beast got to stand on their own judgment. Your own. So that means you take ownership of the things that you say and do. And I'm around a lot of 83, y'all. I am in the trenches. I see, I smell, I hear. I see it. I feel our ancestors everywhere I go. It's just so much peace. I can sit here and walk with my chest up in confidence. I remember when brothers used to get together, and it used to be a issue where, they would break it up and have the police come and arrest brothers for just chilling and hanging out, and not hanging out in a bad way, just having actual beautiful conversation, just beautiful energy, laughing and jovial, To even this, that before that used to be the problem. People couldn't stand seeing brothers and in unity. People couldn't stand seeing sisters and sisterhood. I want to see that again. I want to see the brothers actually, but we got to understand, we still going through trauma. We still acting like our oppressors. We have to get past a lot of things that we still are conditioned and engineered and programmed. And it's, be ye separate, saith the Lord, touch not the unclean thing, and he will receive you. But if you keep going back and back and back into the same thing over and over again, man, and you ain't learning your lessons, man, the amount of hard-headedness I see within our brothers and sisters that keep continuing to do the same thing that the people that have done to our people for years and years, what we have done to ourselves for years and years, and having that forgiveness. People been calling me, I think that's why I'm just smiling now, because it's been a lot. I've been actually getting complimented by everybody, like I'm their pastor now, or I'm their priest, their preacher, or I'm gonna be a great preacher one day, or like you got the voice of the people, or people listen to you, or they understand where you're coming from because you have great a sense of references and experiences and things like that. And I'm just a vessel of the Most High. He just works through me and dishes out exactly what has been seen through these eyes and heard through these ears, to be able to and be able to spew it out back to folks. But before, I was doing it with my own ego or pride or stubbornness and my own, exaggerated arrogance, And so I guess even with the image, well, even with the name of Prime Blaq, holding that up on a pedestal, and realizing that well, it was I wouldn't say a gift and a curse, but it was a blessing in disguise, because it helped Trayvon Ellis get to the strong places and points in his life where he was, or I was. I don't want to speak in third person, but I was in dark places because of things that have happened to me. And so we find, whatever, I use my imagination, obviously, but to be able to dig us out of places, to have a positive reinforcing outlet, whether it's making music or, being really good at money. Some people are really good at money. They know how to manage money and finances. And some people are really good at painting and carpentry. And I'm enjoying fishing. I enjoy being out in nature now, and just being at peace in my life. But, we have all come a long way to be at the point that we are now. And can't rest on your laurels. I always stay hungry, even when I work on these job sites now. I am a legitimate lead for a U.S. government contracting project right now. So I'm just like, wow. And it's amazing how all of these blessings come out of nowhere. And so many people looked up to me and look to me and their responsibility, which is amazing too, just on the court and off the court. That's on the court work for me. Off the court work is the things that I'm doing to help build myself and help build my family and the nation and all of our people around the world, and having us to be able to just do better sometimes, just now, I want to be able to try the Most High's way, and if I can at least chisel and keep watering that seed on a consistent daily basis as best as I can, it's, I try to give as much as my time to a little bit of everything. I know I didn't give myself a lot of time in finding my happiness, and it's interesting because it's like, I guess I was just such on I was on a ravaging, adventure for success, or to just be me, and and you run into so many millionaires and billionaires who are just not happy, and I'll be around people who got stupid money, and they're not happy, and I'm like, man, I'm chilling in the corner with a ping pong ball, giggling my ass off, and people looking at me like, dude, he got just so much life and energy, and I'm watching how it's looking for people that look. 83 looks bad right now, like croaking over, just bad. Skin look bad, breaking out bad, ailments bad. Just I I don't know how to explain this, and just saying it's just really bad right now, and I had to look at myself. Was I doing bad things? Was I doing everything right? Was I getting myself together? Was I, and am I getting my, and that's where I'm at the point where you go from hindsight, insight, foresight. It's like, I do got myself together. I do got myself, calm and not all extra emotional or, thirsty or, you know, just all over the place. When you lose control, you can be out of control really fast. And you can spiral in the wrong direction really fast. So if I can help any brothers and sisters out there to be able to just pay attention to yourself and what you're doing, watch your steps, watch your words, be impeccable with your word. Your word means something. Have some integrity. Be honest with yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror as I'm looking at myself in the mirror, and love yourself. Love yourself. Give yourself that time to love and give yourself that time to heal. Find that place of peace and that joy from all of what you may have thought you've lost. But in that loss, it's the most high that you gain every time. And even in the times that you are high, and winning or whatever, happy, it's the most high that you gain. Because you got there. Like I was just talking to, I promise you, the people be calling me they preacher now. It's crazy. It's like, I'm like a mobile preacher. I literally be the Black Dr. Phil out here, even around all these base people are like all in my conversation, like listening to what I'm talking about, because it's, it's life lessons, and it's helping people to recognize that, they may not be racist, in their own self-proclamation, but do you know where your lineage comes from? Because your great-grandfather could have been my slave master to my grandmother, great-grandmother, and I'm helping to make people see those realities a lot more in my conversations with people. I'm not quiet. I'm not shameful about it. I'm not covert about it. I'm right in everybody, because this is spiritual court. And I know my gifts and missions. So to be able to talk to people of the other side, and for them to be able to see that this is what you brought upon yourself. This is what your father or your mother, your grandmother, your great-grandmother, your forefathers before you have brought upon themselves and brought upon you, and they didn't pass the word down, and you're the last person to get the memo. You're the last person to get, you got the short end of the stick. They sucked up all the orange juice out of the blessing and left you with the manure to eat. That's what's happening to many that have gotten over cocky and overzealous. I dealt with a white boy who was talking mad shit on a job about me. He wound up getting really humbled after he seen the big wigs coming in, shaking my hand, talking to me. He had to humble thy heart. He walks around with his head down now. These are the impacts that our people have when we get ourselves in alignment, we get ourselves correct. I stopped dwelling on the past. I used to hold on to a lot of things, y'all. I was like a mental, emotional hoarder, I guess, of many things. Because we hate to lose. I hate to lose. I feel like, but when you lose a lot of things from an early age, you kind of, when you start getting your own independence. And it's interesting because I see a lot of my elders, and I love my elders because I hang around a lot of OGs a lot, and they appreciate me because it's like I'm giving them that old, young, old, new game. It's not even a game because I'm not playing no games, and I know that these folks hear me. And I'm not playing with nobody. As much as I'm laughing, I'm joking and all that stuff, I am dead ass serious about who I am and where I come from. I make it no, I make it no covertness, if that's a word. I don't hide who I am. I don't walk around uncomfortable in the skin that the Most High has blessed me with. I don't walk around in shame of where I come from and how far I've gotten to where I'm at now. I walk with them because I'm stomping in these shoes. And I'm telling you, brothers and sisters out there, stop being afraid of who you are and where you come from. It made you. The bullshit you went through, the headaches, the tears, the agony, the really, really low points in your life that forged you, that chiseled you, that made you stronger. It got you where you at now. This is your time to be able to fix that. You have the opportunity to communicate with the Most High right now. As we stand here, as you listen. Because as much as I sit here and maybe talking about what's going on around the world, you got to mind your business and find some business. So even in the midst of that, sometimes you got to take a moment and just unplug and get back focused and put the horse blinders on yourself. Because every day it's about watering the seed. You can never get too giddy because the fruits of your labor starts to blossom. You got to continue to keep them blossoming. You now have a tree. You grew a tree from a seed. Your blessings are flowing in. Everything is good. Okay. But you gonna eat all your blessing? You gonna eat all the lemons, the mangoes, the bananas, whatever? You gonna eat them all in one fell swoop? You're not gonna be responsible and be more, resourceful and strategic about everything. You got people who still living in a YOLO and going and out here, they working on the road just like me and blow all that shit. That's the sins that we still are susceptible to. I have been literally locked in on everything. If y'all see my little workstation, I have pages of work to do. That's all I do is work, y'all. Where I'm at now, it's about to be 12 o'clock Eastern time. I go into work at 6, work 12. And I lead a team, and I'm not exhausted. I fast. I take care of myself as best as I can. Let my antennas grow out. Yeah, hair growing out. I got that Lisa Cabrera oil on. Lets it shine through and shimmer. And I wear it everywhere I go, and I look good. People be close to me like, damn, you smell good. And it's funny because there's some stink ass folks out here, boy. I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. It's like, dude, you cannot wash your ass before you came into work. You did not. You just left work and slept right in the work van. You slept right in your work van and came right back to work. No brush teeth or nothing. It's crazy out here. Like, people are losing their ambition. They have no energy. Like, they really got to get out here and work, y'all. And I'm out here jogging and skipping and having a good time. People pissed off. I still got books I need to read to y'all. I'm just now getting settled in. See, that's why you're seeing me again. But, man, what a time. What a time. What a time. But we're going to come back. I'm going to come back on and we're going to get back to the book reading. Let me get those out of the way. But yeah, I just wanted to bring just a quick flash of the news and everything that's going on. I have a list of videos that I wanted to show you guys, especially with what's going on with the weather and the passing of the new year and the new year with the Passover. Happy New Year's, everybody. It's been awesome right now. I promise you, it's been amazing for me right now. Just so many blessings. Oh, man. I'm excited. I can't wait to start even bringing them out and bringing them up, Yeah. Any of you guys ever get a chance, go to mayamwater.com and bring that up. Yeah. I'm working on the brother Nathaniel and sister Denise Smith. Guys, go get a big old 5-gallon jug from them. Some good water. I drink it while I'm at work. Got the Mayam. Mayam.com. You can scan it and go right to their website, and it'll allow you to buy some of their products. So yeah, I just wanted to put them on the spot. Also, Sister Lisa, this was what I use. So, and if you guys, any brothers out there got some beards growing in, I see a lot of young brothers starting to cut their antennas. What story was that? Who cut their antennas? Was it Dina? Dina and what was that? Samson? I hope I got it right. I just read it. I hope I'm not losing my brain cells. So I'm here, y'all. I'm trying to remember as much as I can. This big ass head got a lot of stuff in it, y'all. So I try to retain as much as I can. But what is it, Delilah? Dina and Delilah, one of them. I know it was a D, but she was convincing Samson to, I think it was Delilah. But made him cut his power. And so I think I'm gonna grow my little afro out. I got my George and Jefferson going on, moving on up, going on. So, but I'm gonna have my little afro growing out. I guess I don't know. Let me see how I go, because it is hot. This is Florida. Florida heat is different from Texas heat, and Texas heat is different from California heat, and California heat is different from Florida heat. So, okay, that is them. Yeah, I got it. All right. So yeah, and that's what they're doing. You're starting to see many of these like, you're starting to see a lot of women be weaponized to like attack men. Like it's just little cold wars and little warfares, and people have gone into this war zone mentality. And I'm even susceptible because I'm even like talking in that vernacular now, where it's like, man, you got my 6, I got your 6, or I'm in the trenches. It's like, man, like I've gotten kind of into that that carousel, like how we all on the carousel, but it's just going around the merry-go-round. It's like I'm trying to get off of it, but it's like why am I still gallivanting and galloping with everybody else? It's like, but those chains have been slowly breaking. And these are the things that we work on in silence, in communication with the Most High in the deep darkness, because that's where He resides. That's where He is chilling. So if you're not scared to go into the deep dark, which you'll be all right, because He ain't gonna leave you, He ain't gonna let you stray. You're gonna be all right. You just gotta get some balls. Get some big fat black hairy balls. Get some testicular fortitude, or get some mammaries, ladies. So yeah. But no, I'll be back with more. Plus, more of the goodies and exclusives that I have coming up. So I ain't gonna speak on them, but I definitely just wanted to bring up what's going on in the news, because since February, Black History Month, there's so much stuff going on there. You got a lot of things been happening on a celestial level, on a financial level. People's pockets are jacked up. I'm looking at the gas pumps. I'm looking at the grocery carts. I'm looking at people buy all junk food and then end up like with no energy, just gassed, gone. So it's so much to talk about, but we're gonna save all these topics for another time, y'all. But I want everybody to enjoy your time and reach out. Y'all got any questions, comments, concerns, any videos y'all want to see? Anytime y'all want to jump up and hop up here to hop up in a conversation to give your 2 cents and how you feel and what's going on, you are more than welcome. You're more than welcome. I definitely would like people from all walks. I like a healthy conversation, even in debate. People that be like, you're wrong, Prime. You shouldn't be saying these things. These things are not happening to us. I don't know what you're talking about. So do what you do. Say what you say. You're here. You can do it. You got the flow. Don't be scared. I mean, you ain't got to hide in the darkness. But anyways, we see what's going on. You see what's going on everywhere. You can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere and be comfortable. You're going to be walking and moving and rolling till the wheels all bust. They're all flat. You're at a standstill. And even at where you're at a standstill, you're still forced to move from that standstill forcibly to a place where you've been forced to be that you didn't want to be. And that's going to be on a consistent basis. And it's going to pass down generation after generation after generation. That is what is written. Don't get mad at the messenger. Don't get pissed at the messenger. Don't call my phone, get in an attitude about the messenger. Focus on the message. And know that you got to hold on to God's unchanging hand because he fought the battle at Jericho. Yes, he helped Gilligan get off the island. He helped Gilligan get off the island. And I almost caught a shark. So, shalom, family.